AITA for telling the truth to our daughter about what is and is not for girls. Hi all, my wife and me have one daughter, Freya. She is 5 and a lovely kid. When she was born she decided that while we would not go full gender neutral, we would not push her into being more traditionally feminine masculine. As it stands, Freya has a variety of interests. She loves playing football with me outside and I have even taught her some light boxing. She also has an entirely pink room and loves trying on dresses and playing around with makeup. We do our best to avoid saying that certain things are for boys for girls and just want her to do things that she enjoys. Obviously she is a bright kid, and inevitably she is asking questions about what she sees for herself. I was watching a match, and Freya asked him if football was meant for boys because we always see men playing it on TV and at her school only boys play etc. I hesitated but in the end said that yes, football is mostly played by boys. Freya asked if it was bad that she likes playing it, but I said she could play what she wants. My wife was really unhappy with me, because we had always agreed that we would not give her a traditional upbringing. I agree with her, but we also cannot treat our daughter like an idiot. She has noticed this and if we lie, she will know that we are lying to her. I am perfectly happy for her to be whatever she wants, but I also want to treat her with respect and not sugarcoat things, which will ultimately make things worse in the long run. AITA. Nah, but I think it could have been worded better. As you told her it's for boys, you told her that it's not for her. She should not be doing it. If she is old enough to notice the difference, she is probably old enough for a simple version on societal gender expectations. You and wife sit down and figure out how to have this talk. Some people think football is only for boys. They are silly and wrong. Plenty of girls also play football. Pull up videos of women's football teams or stories of girls playing on their school team. I agree. Is football meant for boys can easily be answered. Number saying yes because men's football is more popular than women's is not in line with the way OP claims they are raising their kid. Yep, it is kind of a weird approach OP took during her infancy and toddlerhood. Avoid letting society force strict pink-blue gender roles upon her, so that she is innocent and free to explore her interests. And then wham, just kidding, you were doing boys-only stuff all along lol. It would have made more sense to say, yes, you are correct to notice that you see a lot more boys playing football and girls wearing makeup. That is because we live in a society etc etc. I have the same approach to parenting my son, but I think when it comes to times like this that it's important to point out how football is mostly seen as a men's sport by society, but that it shouldn't be like that. Use these moments to explain how differently society treats male and female athletes. She may be young but I promise it helps kids learn. My son is 7 and just in the past couple weeks I've heard him complain about certain things being gendered and how much it bothers him. Agreed. I do not like how the dad implied that football is for boys by not correcting that phrasing. He could have said something like no, football is for everyone and then gone on to explain how society often values men's sports more often, despite the fact that lots of women excel at sports as well. Dad sounds like he thinks he is shielding his daughter from the fact that men and women are inherently unequal, when he should be teaching her that men and women are inherently equal in terms of value despite some differences, but are not treated that way by society. It's really easy to say football isn't just meant for boys. Girls can also play and watch it, something that isn't untrue. You should start introducing her to female football teams and players. I think OP was talking about American football and the female football teams kinda objectify them with barely any clothes for their uniforms. I wouldn't recommend that to a young girl until it's more about the football rather than the butts. Your comment took me on a trip. I wonder what they wear. I guess like short shorts and tight shirts. Googles. Oh no, this cannot be real. As a non-American I googled this too. Amazing this still happens in 2021. The cheerleaders are wearing more clothing. Nah, you cannot pretend social gender constructs do not exist. They do, and your daughter will be exposed to them throughout life. All you can do is be honest and explain as best you can when questions come up, which is what you did. Equally, your wife feels there was a better way to handle that question and perhaps there was. I do not know you or your daughter. Maybe she was right, No harm was done. This is a chance for the two of you to discuss how you are going to handle such questions going forward, to best raise your daughter. I like this answer. Sometimes the truth isn't what we'd like to see, and that can be acknowledged. My 5-year-old son asked me if mostly women do ballet. I told him yes, I think more women than men do. But men definitely can do ballet if they want to. Then I immediately pulled up some YouTube videos of ballet dancers. My boys watched in awe and tried to copy them. I pointed out how difficult it was and how much practice and strength was required, and they were amazed. So they now have an impression of ballet as an incredible physical endeavor, not just something girls do in fluffy tutus. Basically, I showed them reality but also tried to leave them with the best version of reality. Info: is this American football we talking about? Because there are a ton of famous female soccer players. So if you talking about soccer, that's just wrong. I don't know. The way you said match instead of game made me think you in the UK. So if you not talking about American football, you factually wrong in saying that football is for girls, at least in the US. Soccer is a highly co-ed sport. OP never said it was for girls. OP said it was a mostly male sport. I am pretty sure that's true regardless of if it's American or international football, especially in the professional leagues. I can't name a single male soccer player on the US team, but the US women's team has been making headlines for years. Sure, but if we are talking the US, then American football is what's being discussed, and that is definitely male-dominated. If we are talking about the US, then male soccer players are much better known than women's players. Messi and others are household names. I don't think the same is true for many, if any, international women's soccer players to that extent. AITA girls play football everywhere. Yes, TV focuses on the boys' game, but you could have easily clarified that's just TV. Nah, you told her the truth, and you gave her the freedom to be her own person. I think your wife's expectations seem a bit unrealistic, but I believe that you both want the same thing for her. You might check to see if there is a girls' football league in your area, or if the little leagues accept boys and girls. At that age, there is not much of a difference in size and strength, regardless of what she does. Having parents that support her choices will be a big boost to her all her life. I am going with a soft tap. I understand why you gave the answer you did, but I don't think it really is the honest answer you were hoping it is. The way you admitted that yes, it is mostly played by boys, sounds very much like an affirmation that therefore indeed it is a boys' thing. You could have used this as an early lesson, saying how the world has more attention for the men who play football, but that many women play it too, but just do not get the same amount of attention. But luckily it's changing, and explain that is important because the sport can absolutely be played by both girls and boys. There will be many other aspects in life where women have made important contributions, yet are not properly credited simply because the world has chosen to ignore so many women when writing history, thus taking credit and claiming things for men simply because they could. Sounds like you and your wife want to change this, but will only do so successfully if you not just treat her gender neutral but also explain why the world is as it is right now. And although at 5 you don't need to go into all the detail, obviously, a basic lesson on different amounts of attention due to being a boy or girl doing something can definitely be used as a starter. Nah, I really think the way you said it is great, and you should definitely go back and say that, even though football is mainly played by men, that may not always be the case, and she may be one of the people who changes that. Definitely continue to encourage her. I think the way you are raising her is beautiful. My best friend's girl plays football and loves kickboxing and other martial arts. I would say male football is more visible. Yes, but not only boys play it. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos.